kickoff is going to be short. It's going to land about the 15, going to be picked up about the 10 across the 15, the 20, 25, 30. It's Hanger, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. J.P. Hamer with the 80-yard kickoff return. Open this game up, and the Mustangs are up 6-0.
And that is redemption after Hamer had the hard time last week on the kickoffs. You know, he got stopped a little bit early a couple times. He fumbled one of those. Boy, that is good for that young man to have a chance to redeem himself and start off the game the way we want to have it started off.
That's for sure. So let's see who there. Looks like. To see who that is. It's going to be. Is that 73?
Jorge Ramos, a senior.
Okay. Left-footed good kicker. We will see here on the PAT. Snap back. The kick is up and it is good. So 12 seconds into the game, Mustangs are up on Thompson Valley 7-0. So we'll just keep it right here. What a way to start out the game for the Mustangs.
And you know, as he came through there, I could have driven my pickup through that hole. There was no one within 10 yards of him when he broke through that first line, and then he outraced the defenders to the goal line. What a great play. Now we can see how defense is going to step up against Thompson Valley.
So that opening kickoff is brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Call Ingmar Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or provide a quote. And we'll get another one out of the way here. The first Fort Morgan score of the game is brought to you by Morgan Federal Bank, a bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. They're on the cutting edge of the game, so that number, we said that was Jorge Ramos for the extra point.
Right. First time he's kicked, and I think that I've ever seen. So
yeah, I've never seen him kick. So
maybe did some of his JV or freshman team days. But good to see a senior go out scoring points for his team.
That's for sure, and it is senior night here, so we'll try to name off some seniors here while we have a little time. Looks like they're looking for a different team, maybe. So our seniors, as we start out here, is Angelo Rivera, Austin Breidenbach, Dalen Knapp, Adrian Marquez, Tate Kimball, George Correa, Cade Bulis, Alex Heyer, and Angel Abrego. For now, we have more to come. We kick off here by Nick Brides. It comes down to about the 13 out across the 15 and brought down. Great tackle there by Jimmy Keller at about the 15-yard line.
I think Fort Morgan's ready to make a statement tonight. They are not going to play slow. They're going to get after it.
So 1st and 10. Eagles, as they find themselves down early here, 7-0, as they will start from the 14-yard line. And we will see who they have come out as their quarterback. They've had a number of quarterbacks. We're not sure just who's going to lead them tonight.
Tate Kimball is on the sideline. I noticed he didn't go out and return that kick.
So the number 14, it looks like, quarterback Cameron Neller for Thompson Valley. Pass out into the flat, and that they're going to call interference.
Yeah, he got there about a half a second early, and a good defensive play. Just it's hard to time those when they're thrown right at you and you're coming up on that defender or that offensive guy.
So pass interference at about the 18-yard line, but that will be a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. So that will bring the ball out to the 29-yard line.
Neller, a freshman.
So 1st and 10 from the 29 after the penalty. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right as they put a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle, and not much there. Looks maybe out to the 30-yard line will be the gain. So we'll bring up a second.
Wagon master on the carry. Pulled that by.
Have a 2nd and 9 from the 30 for Thompson Valley.
Only 1 yard for Mike Berg. We have the Berg brothers, Mike and Matt. Mike's more of the runner and Matt's more of the receiver.
So now they have 3 receivers left. one right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And not much there as he gets it out maybe to the 31. So we'll bring up a 3rd and long. We'll give him one. Be 3rd and 8 from the 31.
Pulled down by Frick. Gain of 2, 3rd and 7.
So 2 runs here so far for the Eagles. They average 98.4 yards rushing per game, 137.4 yards passing.
And I'm guessing we'll see him pass on 3rd and 7.
So trips left, single receiver right with a man in the backfield, snap back and the pass out into the flat, and it's going to be caught at the 40. And juking out there, gets across the 45 and out to the 46, 47 yard line. It's like the defender slipped out there that was covering him. I didn't catch who that was, but did slip and go down.
I think that was 20 again. They threw to him out there. He does catch quite a few. So we'll go with that.
So 1st and 10 from the 46 yard line for the Eagles. Now trips right, single receiver left. Going to be a handoff around this left side, and he is going to be a no gain. I believe that was number 20 once again.
Almost a little bit of a loss. Not quite a yard though.
So 2nd down, we'll still call it 10.
So they might be well advised to just pass the ball because so far they've ran 3 times for a total of 2 yards and passed once for 15, and well, I guess twice because the other time they got a pass interference penalty.
So 2nd and 10 from the 46. 9:25 and counting here. Mustangs up 7-0 after an 80-yard kickoff return by J.P. Hamer. Snap back, pass out into the flat at the 45.
Oh, there's a hold. They missed that.
And gets progress out to the 50-yard line. So that will bring up 3rd and 6 from the 50.
That was 85, you said? Got that? Nope. 81?
81.
Their numbers are not real easy to read on a dark night.
Sounds like a book or something. So 3rd and 6 here from midfield. Snap back into the shotgun, pass out here into the right, and that ball was tipped. And I believe that was Dylan Bride on the left end that tipped that pass. So that will bring up 4th and 6. Let's see who's going back. Number 11 for Fort Morgan, Luis Garcia, has a single setback on the punt return. So we will keep Utis late getting into the formation. The punt is a low punt. It's going to be to Garcia. I believe he touched it. Needs to pick it up or at least fall on it. He's at the 15, at the 20, the 25, and goes out. And no flags on the play, so it will be Fort Morgan ball with 8:26 to go here in the first period.
And certainly not Tate Kemble back there catching it, but a fine job of gathering it up. He probably had a little bit of nerves first time in a varsity game returning punts.
So 1st and 10 Fort Morgan as they go on offense for the first time, as Isaac Linker does start at quarterback for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 from the 24. It's going to be a handoff over the, look more like right up the middle.
Right back up the middle.
And that was a gain out to the 28. So gain of 4 to bring up 2nd and 6.
They seem to have some pretty good sized beef on the left side of the line. I imagine we'll be running right a little bit more.
So I formation, drop the ball, and it's going to be recovered, I believe, by Isaac Linker. Oh, they gave it to him. I thought Linker came up with it.
I don't know how you call that unless he saw that he had possession and then Linker jumped on him and took the ball away. But fumble. Defense gets challenged early.
At the 25, 1st down and 10.
So 1st and 10 Eagles from the 25-yard line.
Interesting. I'm sure they'd be replaying it if it was the clutch or pro level, and we don't have that here. So the defense is just going to have to get tough and hold their own.
They must have ruled him down, and then, as you said, took it away from him once they were down. But 1st and 10, shotgun formation, but that play will be stopped before it ever gets started.
We're going to end up 2nd and 15.
Start on the Eagles. That's going to move it back to the 30.
So 1st and 15 from the 30.
That follows the theme that we talked about earlier, is that Thompson Valley is a pretty good team with some good athletes, but make a lot of mistakes that kill their own drives and give ball games away. And certainly when you take over the ball on the opponent's 25-yard line, illegal motion is not what you want.
That's for sure. So 2 receivers left, 2 right, I formation or shotgun formation as they put a man in motion to the right. And going to be sacked by Dylan McBride. For a 6-yard loss back to the 36. Dylan McBride with the sack. Cameron Miller. That will bring up the 2nd down.
22 yards. Let's see what their answer is. I imagine they're 4 down. Their punter didn't seem like he was that good that they would probably just go for it at this point.
So shotgun formation, receivers left and right. Looks like Fort Morgan's bringing everybody, and the ball is going to be tipped. I believe that was Dylan McBride at the line that tipped that ball. So Dylan making his presence felt here early on in this game.
You know, that's one of the things that we never really got pressure on Holy Family's quarterback or Meade's quarterback. And that's how you really stop a passing team, is to get a couple good hits on him as he's releasing it, because then he's thinking about that instead of who he's going to hit with the pass.
That's for sure. So 3rd and 22 from the 36.
Watch out for a screen or a draw. You know, they like to attack over-aggressive defenses that way.
So trips right, single receiver left. Shotgun formation once again, low snap, and a lob down that right sideline, and that is going to be incomplete. It was close over there, but Neller was getting a lot of pressure in the backfield also. So that will bring up a 4th and 22.
Now that they've lost all the way back to the 37, they are going to punt, which would make sense at 4th and 22. You can't hope to pick up 22 yards after you've only picked up a total of 21 yards on 8 plays.
Yeah. Lost 6 yards on that short drive. That ball is going to be punted. Oh, nice job by the punter. It dies at about the 5. So it will be Fort Morgan possession at their own 5. With 6:54 to go, the Mustangs lead at 7-0.
Victory for the Mustangs in that the defense kept them out of the end zone when we gave it to them on the 25. Let's just be a little more careful with the ball now. We're at the 5. It's only the 2nd play from scrimmage for the Mustangs.
Yeah. So Isaac Linker, as we said, quarterbacking tonight for Dalen Knapp, who apparently has been cleared to play, but no need to right now, and probably won't. Tight formation for the Mustangs. Handoff over that left side. Breidenbach, as he is forced out of bounds on that far sideline. We'll see where they mark it to. They mark it to about the 12. So it'll be a gain of 7, so 2nd and 3.
And I think they're possibly trying to take a page out of Silver Creek's book, and that is just pack it inside and make us take it outside, especially without Tate. So we'll see how McBride does in that respect.
So tight formation once again. Breidenbach breaks it over that left side. 35, 40. Oh, must have stepped out of bounds back just about the 31 or 32 yard line, but he was gone if he hadn't have stepped out. So it brings up 1st and 10 Mustangs from the 32.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out how they're going to stop that if Thompson Valley wants to stay in this game at all.
So it's been open there on that left side for the Mustangs so far. Trying to see who they had back there in the backfield. Must be that George Perea and Breidenbach. I can't see the other one in. It's going to be Breidenbach over the right side. This time takes a couple of hits, and he will get maybe a yard.
Right back over the right side.
And that time he got more bounced around by his own players than he did from the opposing team. Thompson Valley in a 4-man front. And then they got a strong safety or linebacker walking up on the line on the outside.
So second and long here for the Mustangs. Number 4, Gerardo Miranda is in the backfield also with Breidenbach and Perea. Handoff over that left side, bounces it outside across the 35, across the 40, and he will be out to the 43-yard line, enough for a first down.
Pulled back by Warner.
So first and 10.
Spotted at 43. That's a Mustang.
Mustangs now as Angel Abrego comes in, and Breidenbach will come out for a minute.
So far it's been Austin Breidenbach, Joe, and it's nice to see him running hard. A couple weeks ago he sprained that ankle and he didn't really play much last week. And so now he's stepping up and playing good hard.
So tight formation once again for the Mustangs. 3 back set for the Mustangs. Going to be to Abrego, or to Perea, as he holds on to that ball as he gets it down into Eagle territory, down to the 42-yard line.
Big pass on the tackle.
Right from the 43 to the 42, but picked up 17 yards on that.
So nice job running there by George Perea. So tight formation. Looks like the Mustangs are going to run this till they find a way that they can stop him. Perea over that left side. 35, 30, 25. He breaks a tackle. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. George Perea takes it in from 42 yards out for the second score of the game as the Mustangs go up 13-0 with 5:04 left here in the first period.
Yeah, just 8 yards shorter than his 50-yard run a couple weeks ago here against Antara. So another senior, George Perea. I think, not that you ever want anyone hurt, but he's probably smiling a little bit that they're holding Kate out. That gives him the opportunity to run the ball a little bit more and showcase his talents.
So Jorge Ramos on once again for the point after. The kick is going to be up and good. He doesn't clear that crossbar by much, but all you got to do is get it over. So with 5:04 to go, the Fort Morgan Mustangs are 14-0 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Legion Field, Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, as the Mustangs have gone up 14-0 after a 42-yard run by George Perea. As Tate Kimball, I believe, will probably be taking the night off after his injury last week. Dalen Knapp also not playing. I didn't notice about Nate Cage if he has been out there yet or not. I know he's dressed. We'll check on defense here next time, see if he goes out. So Trey McBride with the ball on the tee. Nice kickoff as it's going to come down at the 10, 15, the 20, 25. And still going is the returner.
Nice gang tackle there by the Mustangs. He did fight, but eventually 7 or 8 Mustangs were able to get him down.
It was Matt Berg on that return.
Thompson on the tackle. Thompson Valley will have it at the 28.
So Eagles possession once again with 4:57 left here in the first period. First and 10 Eagles from the 28. 3 receivers right, snap back in the shotgun formation as they look to go down this right side, being hassled in the backfield, and Dylan McBride coming in from that left defensive end gets the sack on Neller, as that's taking the clear back to the about the 17-yard line, about an 11-yard loss.
And that was just great defense by McBride. He came in, he read the screen, and he held up the back, and he couldn't throw the ball to the back. And as a freshman, you don't know where to go with it next. And soon, next thing you know, he's on the ground for an 11-yard loss.
So McBride lines up defensively on the right side this time. Quick pass out into the flat, caught out there at the 15, the 20, the 25. Thought they might have had a slight face mask there as he went by, but no flag was thrown. So picks up good yardage there on that screen pass out to the right flat.
He got about 10 yards and
Knocked out by Garber.
brought up 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 from the 26.
Stopped at the 27. 3rd and 11.
Two receivers come left.
Thompson Valley looking for their second first down of the game.
So shotgun formation, looks out here into the left, and nice job. It went through the hands of Bird and then knocked to the ground by Angelo Rivera. So even if he would have caught it, he wasn't going to go anywhere after the catch. So that brings up 4th and 11 from the 26, and it's Luis Garcia back once again for the Mustangs. He stands at his own 35.
Fort Morgan just showing their talent at team speed on every play.
So nice high punt. Garcia at the 31, the 35, the 40. We have the flag back here, so it's going to come back. There was an illegal block in the back at about the 43-yard line.
41, we got flags. Pass on the
So
top.
Fort Morgan, we have another flag down here at the opposite 40. So we will see what.
I'm sure it's going back. It was a blind side. There.
So we'll see where they mark this off from. I know they threw the two flags back here for that illegal block. I'm not sure what this one is here. Maybe that's as far as you could throw it.
All right. All right.
So we have a personal foul, blindside block on Fort Morgan, and a personal foul Fort Morgan. There was two of them, only except one.
You know, I guess just a little bit of a personal opinion here. They've kind of taken the fun out of a ball when you can't even go block the guy as he's coming up the field. But safety, I understand, and neither of those were vicious, hits that were meant to hurt anyone. They got their head in front. But nowadays, if they don't see you coming, you just can't hit them. All you can do is get in their way and stop.
Yep. So 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Yes, Fort Morgan's going to open it up here a little bit. Trick to the right, two receivers left. We have Trey McBride at the quarterback, and he's going to hand it off. He's going to keep it up the middle. He had to play action to Breidenbach, so it was a kind of a
drive on the keeper.
as Fort Morgan gets it out to about the 49-yard line. That's about the first time I've seen that play work this year. Yes, Trey had his helmet come off apparently, so he will have to come out for a play.
Picked up 21 on that rumbling, stumbling, mumbling. Well, he was good for the first 10 yards, but then the last 10 he was dragging guys with him and running them over. Good to see that by Trey, and that he's having a little fun out there.
So 1st and 10 from midfield as they clear out to midfield. Dawson Frick split right. Marquez to the left. I formation is going to be off to Perea on that left side. Stuttersaps cuts it back, breaks a tackle, and he is going to get it down about 3 yards to the 47.
Good to see him just making the decision to head upfield and get the few yards that he could get instead of trying to dance around there too much. But a great job of gaining some yards on a play that was well diagnosed.
So Perea comes out, and Trey back at the quarterback position once again as they send Garcia and Marquez out wide left. It's going to be a straight run up the middle. Breaks off to the right side, and he gets down inside the 40, still fighting, as he is finally going to be driven out of bounds. Far enough for a first down as he gets down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. So nice. Something else here. Now we're going to.
He's got blood, so he's got to come out. That'll make up that decision. I think coach is going to tell him, when you have 3 guys hanging on you, just go down. While you're able to maybe get another yard, you're risking injury and losing the ball and all sorts of things. But
so it brings up 1st and 10 from the 39.
Perea back at tailback.
Blinker back under center. Frick to the right. High formation behind Link. Up the middle is, I believe that was Breidenbach. as he gets it down to about the 31. So a gain of 8. So it would be a 2nd and 2 for the Mustangs. Trey back in at quarterback.
You know, that one, the way that Thompson Valley lined up there, 2 interior linemen were lined up out on the tackles, and there was no one in the middle gap at all. And so that one was going to have some success.
So Trey, shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 right, rolls out to his right, looks for the pass, and it's going to be to Bulis down at about the 16, and he's going to be driven out of bounds inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. So nice pass there by Trey McBride to Cade Bulis. So that will bring up a 1st and 10.
Yeah, 14-yard throw on Trey's first completion of the year.
We're going to call that at the 13. So nice drive here as the Mustangs started from their own 29, and they just got free 5 yards from the Eagles. Number 25, Nick James, as he came unabated through the offensive line. So that will bring up now a 1st and 5.
They're chalking up the yards so fast, it's hard for us to keep stats on it.
Need to slow down here. Bryden back out around that left side and hand it off, and he is going to get into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Austin Breidenbach with 1:14 goes into the end zone for the 3rd touchdown of the game here for the Mustangs. And that will make it 20-0 here in the 1st quarter.
And Hamer might only have that one chance to return a kickoff. It doesn't look like Thompson Valley is going to be able to muster much offense, but it's early, and Fort Morgan's just playing with a little bit of passion. It's great to see it.
So Ramos with the PAT down, the kick is up, and nice job there by Jorge Ramos. He has a nice kick there. So that makes the score now 21-0.
It's like a one-step kick instead of like most kickers take a 3-step. He just takes 1 step and boots it. It's not pretty, but the score there is awesome.
It's effective, that's for sure. So for Fort Morgan, a kickoff return, and on their first offensive possession, they did fumble, but the defense held the Eagles out of the end zone. And on the next 2 possessions by the Mustangs, they have put it in the end zone. Boyd with a 42-yard run, and this one goes to Breidenbach for an 8-yard run. Puts the Mustangs up 21-0.
The fans are getting into it. And I don't know if we mentioned earlier, it is pink out night. The cheerleaders are all wearing pink. Most of the players are wearing pink tape or pink socks. I don't know if they invited Thompson Valley to the party, but none of them are necessarily wearing them.
If they did, they didn't abide by it, or they just didn't get the memo today, I guess. So,
right.
So 1:14, 21-0 Mustangs. As McBride has a low kick this time, it's going to be scooped up about the 18, the 20, 25, all along that right sideline, the 30, 35, and knocked out of bounds on the far side at about, let's see where they're going to mark it. But it will be first and 10 for the Eagles. Once we figure out where they're going to mark it, they marked it at the 40, so it'll be 1st and 10 Eagles from their own 40.
A little bit of a surprise up in Longmont. Northridge, who's 4-3, is up 7-3 against Longmont in the 1st quarter. Longmont seems to be a team that comes back and plays better in the 2nd half.
So trips left, put a man in motion, handoff over the left side. Is that number 2, I believe? Is that who that was? Number 2. Jeremy Wagonmaker. Hadn't noticed his name while I was doing any of the stats. So no gain, brought down at the 40. So bring up a 2nd and 10.
And he had some good second effort there. He was hit and he spun around and still got 3 more yards, but that first hit was 3 yards deep in the backfield.
Yeah.
So again, what we've talked about all season long, Fort Morgan is just dominating the line of scrimmage.
So I formation, trips left. It's a bad snap as it goes through the quarterback's hands. He rolls back. He's being hounded, and he may go down in the backfield, and he does. Trey McBride runs him down. Clear back at about the 21-yard line.
Down at about the 22.
That was an 18-yard loss there.
Wow.
Third down at 20.
As the snap went through the hands or by him, I didn't notice just exactly where it went, but it got by him, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. So the Mustangs lead Thompson Valley here 21-0 at the end of one on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nicklin, Kevin Rohde, Christy Creighton back at the station for us tonight, running the boards. So we will get underway here in just a second here as this will start the second period of play. So nice to see the Mustangs come out and put this kind of show on for us here tonight after what happened last week. So I think they might be making a statement here on future games to come here.
Another strange score, Holy Family 9, Meade 7. So I'm thinking maybe they got a touchdown and a safety somehow.
So they just ran a player off. So how do they not get a penalty for having too many players on the field? It was a snap. It was a reverse in the backfield.
And how can they not call that hold on Trey? The guy had him tackled and he still broke away and made the thing.
So that was a loss back to the 15 from the. So we'll bring up fourth.
So we'll give
fourth and 35.
We'll give 7 or 20 the final carry there.
So fourth and 35 from the 15. That was a bad snap, but he recovered. He's going to run it off to the left. He's finally going to get a punt off.
Boy, that was a great individual effort there.
So it does finally land down at the Morgan 33-yard line. So made a good finale there out of what had happened on the snap.
All right.
As he chased it back into the end zone, then ran it out. He was being chased by some Mustangs, but he did get the kick off. So 11:15 left here now in the first half. The Fort Morgan Mustangs up 21-0. We'll have it first and 10 from their own 34-yard line. So Linker under center. McBride split wide left. It's going to be a handoff around this left side to Breidenbach. He breaks a tackle at 40. There's going to be a flag back here at the 35. We'll see if that's going to be a hold.
And I'm guessing it is out there on the end.
Right back on the reverse, pulled down at the 45.
As they look to be coming back, it will be a hold, though, from the 35-yard line. So that will bring up first down all over again.
Back down at the 25.
Hold on the Mustangs.
19 yards to gain now.
So second down for the Mustangs.
Spotted at the 25.
As
Timeout,
Thompson Valley will take a timeout. So we'll take one with them here with 11:09 left here in the first half. Fort Morgan up 21-0 over the Eagles on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Legion Field, pass out in the left flat, incomplete. So that will bring up a second down and 19 from the 25 for the Mustangs. Marquez comes wide left. McBride goes right. I formation behind Linker. Handoff to Breidenbach over that right side. Have a flag thrown on the far side.
Right back up the middle.
Illegal. It's going to be another 5-yard penalty on the Mustangs.
Unless they want to take third and.
So we'll see what the coaches decide.
3rd and 15 or give them second and. There's decline it, looks like. Nope. Taking back. Field position.
Give us an extra down. So it brings up second down now from the 20. So now second and 24.
So it's at the 20. Second down and 24.
So I formation behind Linker. Receivers left and right. Linker pitches it back to Pereira on the right side, and he is met at the 20 and then driven back. He will get forward progress to the line of scrimmage, so bring up third and 24 once again from the 20 as Pereira was stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
Fort Morgan's going to run with that double tight end three-back set, and Thompson Valley able to stop us without those extra tight ends in there.
So a beautiful night here at Legion Field. Slight breeze out of the southeast. Two receivers left. Marquez to the right. McBride is a slot receiver to the left. Linker in the shotgun formation. Now we have delay of game on the Mustangs.
Delay of the Mustangs.
So right now things not going smoothly for the Mustangs.
Third and 29.
So that will bring up third and 29 from the 15. Linker goes back to pass, and he has the ball. I'm not sure if it was stripped or if he did hold on to it as he went down. But it will bring up a fourth and long for the Mustangs. And they will mark it at the 15.
So he was able to get back up there.
Fourth down.
So fourth and 29 from the 15 as Adrian Marquez will punt for the Mustangs.
Marquez to punt.
And we'll see who's back. That number 81 is that Matt Berg that's back. Nice high punt, not real deep. Going to come down out about midfield. Number 5 was the intended Braden BC was back for the Eagles, but Trey McBride downs it at the Eagle 49.
And the Mustangs will be ill-advised to think that this is well in hand and to start making lots of penalties and giving things away, because Thompson Valley is a team that's played hard, and as Coach talked about in his pregame segment, and they're going to keep playing until the final whistle blows.
That's for sure. So two receivers wide right, going to send BC in motion to the left. Going to be a handoff in the backfield, and that's where he will be tackled for about a 2-yard loss back to the 47. So that will bring up a second and 12 for the Eagles.
So far, Mike Berg, number 20's ran 5 times for a net of -7. Not having a great day.
So second and 12 from their own 47 with 8:28 to go here in the first half. The Mustangs have 21-0. Shotgun formation as they put Berg in motion left to right. Going to be a quick pass out to the left and well over the head of the intended receiver, Braden BC. So that will bring up a third down and 12.
Miller now 3 for 5 for 29 yards.
So Breidenbach comes out as well as Bulis. I believe Miranda went in. Also, J.P. Hamer out here covering the wide receiver on the right end. The two receivers left, snap back, and looking downfield and being chased. They grab a flag in the backfield, and that should be a flag. They're going to call grounding, I believe, on the quarterback.
There's another penalty earlier, I thought.
That's what I thought, too. I thought there might be a holding call. There's a flag over there about the 36-yard line.
Yeah.
I would guess that's going to be holding. And
if you take the holding, you get 10 yards. If you get the down back, if you take the grounding, it's 4th down and they got a punt.
Yep. So that hold, as that's the decline. Right. Yep. Intentional grounding. That will be accepted. So 4th down for Thompson Valley. as Garcia drops back for the Mustangs.
Back to the 42, huh?
Yeah, they're going to... Yeah, back to the 32. Yeah, 33.
32.
32, so...
Fourth and 28.
So 4th and 27 from the 32.
Loss of 15 on that.
Luis Garcia back to the Mustangs.
Snap back. Nice high punt. Kind of a wobbly kick's going to be handled by Garcia at the 30, the 35, the 40. Little high jump there over the defender, but goes out of bounds at their own 46-yard line. So Fort Morgan will take over with 7:57 left here, first half of play, leading 21-0. First and 10 from their own 46.
And you mentioned earlier that you haven't seen Cage out there. I don't think he's playing, so we're playing without 3 of our senior starters and still time on Thompson Valley. So it's good to see the next man up in motion here.
Yep. So T backfield's going to be a handoff to Breidenbach up the middle as he gets hit about a yard after the line of scrimmage, but then drags a number of defenders across midfield down into Eagle territory, down to the 49-yard line. So it brings up a 2nd and 5. Mustangs as Marquez comes left, T formation. Going to be a handoff to Breidenbach right up the middle once again, and he will get yardage for the first down as he gets it out inside the 45. Looks like to the 44-yard line.
And that's just, let's get back to our basics and run it down their throats and challenge them to man up and try and stop us. Put as many as you want, Fox, because then we'll run outside on you.
So Linker, only a sophomore, under center as he hands it. It's going to be a play action as he is going to be. He's down. I don't know what they're going for the ball for, but he was sacked back at the. Let's see where they finally put it down as. Looks like the referee was. I thought he was going to throw a flag on one of the Thompson Valley guys. I don't know if he was saying something or what he was doing, but it will bring up a 2nd and 19 now from their own 47.
Yeah, and that's, he did tackle him a little bit high there, but I guess if you get around the shoulders, it looks high, and maybe that's a problem.
So Marquez wide right. This time it's going to be a handoff to Breidenbach up the middle. So he gets it across, breaks the tackle at the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30. That's where he's going to go down, I believe. Is that their Eagle 30-yard line? So he picks up about, 24 on that one?
Yep, 2nd down and 17. Give it to Breidenbach.
That's right. So it brings up the 1st and 10.
Yeah, 23 on that carry. That was great.
He started up the middle and cut it out to the left. So Perea comes out.
What allows our players to do that, our running backs, is our offensive linemen and receivers are continuing to block downfield.
Tate in the backfield with on the left side here.
It is.
Yep, they got Tate in the game rolling on that right side. And he is going to be tackled just inside the 30. Yeah, right at the 30 it looks like. So it will probably be a no gain as Perea
give him a little bit of contact to kind of get the feel of it again, you know.
So we'll say no gain, 2nd and 10 from the 30. As Perea is back in for Kimball, lined up beside Breidenbach. Going to be handed off to Breidenbach. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. You have a flag thrown in the pile.
It looks like right where either there's a hold or a top block maybe.
So 5:02 to go here first half. The Mustangs up 21-0. And we will see it's going to be a chop block on Fort Morgan.
Yeah.
Chop block on the Mustangs.
So that will
Usually see those more on pass plays than on running plays because you have one guy engaged and the other guy chops them, but it's all right.
So that is a
15-yarder.
That will bring up a 2nd and 25
Brings the ball back to the 45.
from the 45-yard line. So Marquez comes left, McBride right. T formation, handoff to Breidenbach, and nothing there. As it will be a 3rd and 25, but Fort Morgan will take a timeout here. This Fort Morgan Mustangs timeout is brought to you by Early Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Early Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Early Toyota East.
And I noticed on that play they had a mismatch. They had Trey over there with a single covered D-back that was probably about 5'6". And, you know, I almost think they should put in an audible. Whenever they get something like that, they have a certain word, and he just goes down the sideline and quarterback tosses it up as high as he can and just let Trey be Trey.
Yep. Let him go up for the reception, but it is a 3rd and 25. As Coach Harrison Chisholm has a talk with the offense. So Marquez comes left. Can't see who that is. Might be Bulis on the far side. High formation behind Linker. Look to be a screen. Linker's going to pull it down and run it across the 45, the 40, the 35. We do have a flag. Did I not see a flag?
I don't know.
Oh, there's one over there. So we'll see what the
illegal shift.
Ball start of the Mustangs.
So we have backs in motion.
Bring it back to midfield.
Wow.
3rd and 30 from midfield.
Well, one thing I know, we're not going to send old, what's his name, out there to kick the extra point or kick the field goal.
Franny? Oh, Jorge? Jorge's not going to attempt a 67-yard field goal tonight.
Right.
So trips to the right. Grayson Garber has one of the receivers to the right. It's going to be a draw play. And the only thing that drew was players from the other team.
He got a yard. We'll give him maybe two.
Maybe two. We'll give him down to the 40. Or down, to the 48. So 4th and 28. From the Eagle 48. Now they're going to, we'll be generous, give it to him at the 48.
And so far on the night, the only play that Thompson Valley's gotten Mustangs on negative yardage is that one sack for a loss of 7 yards. Other than that, there's been a couple where they've held us to no gain, but most of them have been all positive.
Snap back to Marquez. Nice spiral punt by Marquez. This is going to go, it hits at the goal line. We'll see where they mark it. Oh my goodness, they did. It did. That's going to be about to
dance along the end line.
I don't know where he's already blown the whistle, so I don't know where you think he's going. boys, they've blown the whistle. Come on back.
A game of tag down there, I guess, or maybe it's cops and robbers.
But what a punt, though. It lands and goes sideways, and they're going to mark it at about the, we'll have to call it the 1. It looks like it's even inside the 1.
Yeah, that was amazing. Every punter or punt returner in the world is going to let that go over their head and not try and touch it. And for it to bounce at the 1 and stay, bounce several times right along the 1.
Yeah, that was an excellent punt by Adrian Marquez.
And the way that I looked, and they've lost yardage on about half of their plays, there's a good chance that it's going to be 23-0 as we score.
A possibility. So Thompson Valley, I don't know what they're doing. They're right about half.
I think we're going to have a timeout here.
Timeout, Thompson Valley. That was weird because apparently they had started the play clock, but they were still over there. Some of the players had run down to be on the offensive line, and then the back judge starts counting down the time.
Well, that's where Mike, the number 20, Mike Berg, he hurts his team by grabbing that ball and running. That's 40-second clock that started, and you can go run around and screw around all you want. You're hurting your own team, and they have to end up using the timeout. Not that I think that timeout's going to be critical to them here in the first half, but you never know. You have to just play smart.
And that seems to be a problem with the Thompson Valley tonight, making their own mistakes here. So
right, and give the Mustangs credit. They've probably forced maybe 30-40% of those errors, but a lot of those errors have been things that they've just done to themselves.
So 1st and 10 from the 1, maybe even inside the 1. It's hard to tell, but it is from the 1.
And they're staying in the shotgun.
3 receivers left.
Interesting. They line up with the quarterback there.
Bessie is the one in the backfield. As he was running number. They have a flag in the end zone. So that may be a illegal procedure, false start.
Half a yard penalty.
Yeah.
Or a 6-inch penalty.
Illegal shift. Oh, that was on that, probably on the quarterback moving out.
Right.
So moving back and make it 1st and 10 and a half now. First, it would be 1st and 10. Can't go any further back. So
no.
So try it again with 3:19 to go. Here in the first half, the Mustangs leading 21-0. So kind of a wildcat formation. But Brandon Bessie has 50 carries for 198 yards, no touchdowns. For Thompson Valley now, he splits out wide left. Oh, there's your safety you were looking for.
Yep.
It was hiked over the receiver back there. I can't tell who that went over the head of, but that is a safety for the Mustangs. That will bring it up to 23-0 with 3:04 to go.
And the bad news for Thompson Valley is they're giving Fort Morgan great field position as they kick from the 20.
Yep. So 23-0 now.
And the fans celebrate as the band plays Fight On Fort Morgan.
Yeah. Nice crowd here for the Mustangs tonight. And I believe probably most of the people over on the north side lines are Mustang faithful also. So
right.
Next week the Mustangs will be at Northridge, and that will be Thursday night, and we will be there with them as we will broadcast that game also on B106 and B106.com. So we invite you to join us next Thursday night at 7 o'clock from District 6 Stadium in Greeley.
Speaking of Northridge, Longmont now up 12-7 on Northridge, so I don't know if they got 3 more field goals or they got a touchdown and a field goal, but no extra point. Hard to figure.
So Fort Morgan now trying to get their players out.
Silver Creek beating Centaurus 10-0 in the second.
So we see who we have back here. Hamer is back. Is that number 29?
So there I was wrong. Hamer gets another chance maybe to run one back.
Okay. We must have some. Let's see. I don't have a number 29, so I'm not sure who is also back here for Fort Morgan. At about the 25-yard line. So see who is that Berg that's going to kick off.
He's going to punt. He's their punter.
Punt, excuse me, yep. So Hamer and number 29 back at the Fort Morgan 29. Short kick.
Someone's got to get on that.
Got to get on that ball. And that is going to be recovered by the Eagles. So a mistake there by the Mustangs. So an effective punt there for the Eagles as they get on it at the Mustang 48. With 3:03 left here in the first half.
Yeah, on that you got to get someone calling a fair catch and getting under it and trying to catch that. But you probably got linemen and guys that don't normally play there.
Yep.
Play.
So first and 10 Eagles from the Mustang 48. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Shotgun formation for Neller as he fades back, throw down that left side. That ball is going to be, they're going to call interference on the Mustangs on Angelo Rivera, I believe. We'll see who it goes against. Maybe it'll go against. I believe it's going to go on the Mustangs.
Yeah. He didn't see Garver coming over there to break it up, and so he probably thought he needed to do something to keep him from scoring. And just a bang play.
Pass interference against the Mustangs, so that will bring up a first and 10 from the Fort Morgan 34-yard line.
Garver showed some closing speed on that.
Yep.
That's for sure.
So 2 receivers left, put 1 in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff and then a handoff on that left side to Wagonmaker as he will get it down to the 30. So looks like a gain of 4. To bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 30.
Yeah, even when it looks like they have a really nice run, it only turns out to be 4 yards because that offense, I keep saying this, that whole line of scrimmage just shifts about 2 yards as soon as that ball snapped.
So 2 receivers left, 2 right. Fades back and the pass is going to be out into the flat, but nobody there. So incomplete pass on 2nd and 6. That will bring up 3rd and 6 for the Eagles with 2:20 to go here in the first half of the Mustangs leading 23-0.
And they're blocking a little better. They're giving him a little more protection, but he's throwing that ball quickly because he knows they're coming for him. And that's what I talked about earlier when the first couple hits get you to think that you need to throw that ball quicker than you normally would.
The 2 receivers left, 2 right. Shotgun formation for Neller. Looks quickly out into the left. It's a complete pass, but brought down quickly by Garcia. Down inside the 30 to about the 27.
Good open field tackle by Garcia.
So we'll bring up a 4th and 3.
Somewhat manageable there for them. Number 5 is Braden Bessie.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Eagles have in store.
Really nothing to lose. I don't think they're too worried about Mustang with Fort Morgan coming down and scoring a little time left.
So we'll see if they get the play off. They do get it off as Bessie goes back, and the pass is going to be intercepted by Hamer at about the 27-yard line. It looks like he's going to take it back. 40, 35, 30, 25, couldn't hit him. Oh, no, they're going to throw the flag. He should have never hit him.
Oh, wow.
Trey had no reason he had to hit him. Hamer had him beat.
Oh. Well, first interception by Neller, and a big one because Fort Morgan will have the ball deep down in their territory. And I bet you Trey is going to be the hardest on himself on that one. He knows.
Coach Chisholm not happy with him right now.
Nice job, Hamer. Boy, yeah, he had a chance to get 2 in one game and maybe be player of the game. Yeah. Trey said no. I'm not thinking that. He is just trying to play hard. So
he does get it down. It will be finally set at the 25. So 1st and 10 Fort Morgan from the 25-yard line.
Yep. We'll see what they can do.
So 1st and 10 Fort Morgan with 1:20 left here. First half. Blinker under center is going to be to Breidenbach as he gets at least 5 down inside the 20, maybe down to the 19. So see where they finally mark it as the continues to run. At the 19th, it'll be a 6-yard gain, bring up 2nd and 4 for the Mustangs as I formation. Marquez left, Dawson Frick to the right. It's going to be a lob pass down the left side, but over the head of Adrian Marquez. So that will stop the clock with 42.9 seconds left. Bring up a 3rd and 4 from the 19.
That makes Linker 0 for 2. And that one, like the last pass, he had an open receiver. He just wasn't able to quite finesse it right into the right spot.
So 3rd and 4 from the 19. Frick wide right, Marquez to the left, I formation. Breidenbach right up the middle. And it looks like he will have enough for the first down.
That'll start with the clock.
Right back up the middle.
He gets it down to about the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, so bring up a 1st and 10 from the 13. Fort Morgan will call a timeout with 38 seconds left here, leading 23-0 here in the second quarter. So Dawson Frick getting a little playing time here as Coach Chisholm has pulled Trey at the moment for his illegal block in the back. So Fort Morgan started this game off. J.P. Hamer with a 80-yard kickoff return to open this game up. Jorge Ramos with the PAT made it 7-0, 12 seconds into the game.
Right. Fort Morgan trying to figure out how to get down there and at least get some points on the scoreboard. A field goal would be better than nothing, but they'd have to be pretty close to kick that. And I think they have one more timeout.
I believe so. So Frick right, Marquez left, I formation behind Linker, and it's going to be to Perez. He gets it down inside the 10, down to the 5.
Right over the left side to about the 5.
So bring up 2nd and 2 from the 5. Down to 20 seconds. It's going to be a lob pass. It wasn't a lob pass, but it was in and out of the hands of Marquez. That was pass was rifled in there. I thought at first he was going to lob it, and then he saw Marquez come across on the post and tried to hit him there. It fell incomplete, so it'll be 3rd.
And I almost think you just kicked the extra point field goal here. But the problem with extra points or field goals is if they get blocked with a low kicker like him, maybe you don't get the points and they end up with 7.
So 3rd and 1. We'll see if they can get it into the end zone here. It's going to be a quick pass. Oh, going to be intercepted in the end zone. We'll see if they do run it out across the down that left sideline, but brought down at about the 32-yard line
and
with 5.4 seconds.
So I'm guessing that's back where there's a hold or a block in the back on the run back.
Well, so intercepted on the deflection off of Frick.
Linker throws his first varsity interception of his career.
So a penalty flag is back about the 17-yard line.
And on that, Trey, first he blocks that, and then for whatever reason they keep him out, and that would be the type of play that you'd want Trey in when you're down at the 5 and you're trying to do that.
So we had a blindside block on the Eagles.
Looked like maybe he was pointing at us for a minute there and thinking, how can that be? But
so they will mark it back from the spot of the foul, so that will bring up a 1st and 10 for one more play of the first half here as the Eagles will have it from their 9. So 5.4 seconds left here in the first half.
Gosh, I would think they would just take a knee. I don't know what sort of play they would take.
And that's exactly what they did. So at the end of the first half here, the Fort Morgan Mustangs are up big on the Thompson Valley Eagles, 23-0. We'll move back to the halftime show here on B106 and B106.com. Trey has the ball teed up as he is ready to kick off to Thompson Valley. Looks like Berg and Bessie back at the 10. Skips across the ground and is going to be falling on at the 38-yard line. So not a real deep kick by McBride as he kind of tops the ball. So 1st and 10 Eagles from their own 38-yard line. So we'll see what they come out with as they are trailing 23-0.
And they still have yet to get their second first down. They got a first down on the first drive and have not managed to move the chains other than penalties since.
So shotgun formation, put Bessie in motion left to right, and it's a bobbled snap, and he is going to be tackled in the backfield, and that is going to be Dawson Frick. Nice job there by Frick on the sack. Pulls him down at the
loss of 5, second down 15.
And 38 or 33.
Yep, back at the 33.
Loss
of 5. So brings up a 2nd and 15 from the 33. So Frick getting in on the action tonight. As he came in from that linebacker position, it looks like from that left side. So shotgun formation as they put Berg in motion. And it's going to be a pitch to the back about the 25 across the 30, the 35. And out across the 40.
Nice little run there by Mike Berg.
So that will get it out across the 40 to the 42.
Just up by Licker. 3rd down and 7.
So 3rd down.
So he picks up 8 on that.
So 3rd and 7 from the 42. Shotgun formation. Pass is going to be knocked down as it comes out of the hand of Neller by Trey McBride. So that will bring up a 4th and 7. Nice knockdown there by McBride. Neller is going to have to get the ball a lot higher than that as he's going to get it over Trey McBride when he's standing right in front of your face.
All right. And I'm wondering where that noise is coming from. Well, now we know. And they got the punt away. And he's going to let that go. You have got to catch that ball. Boy, that was a lucky bounce to go all the way into the end zone.
So we had the phone ringing here. Sorry about that, guys. But
that's all right. It hit on the 25-yard line, 5 yards in front of Garcia. All he had to do was step up about 3 yards and maybe catch that. And luckily it bounced 25 yards and into the end zone. So the Mustangs take over 1st and 10 on the 20.
With 10:57 left here in the 3rd period. So we'll
back to the Wildcat, huh?
Yep. Trey in the Wildcat formation, receivers left and right. Going to be a keeper by McBride, and he is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to be a loss of about 2 back to the 18. So I'll bring up a 2nd and 12. So it must be just things they're trying here because their best offenses, it seemed like, is just that 3-back set in tight formation. But
and I know as a coaching staff, your kids get really tired and bored of that unless you can really sell that to them that we are manning up and we are shoving it down their throats and they can't do anything about it. And then you get a little pride going on that.
So shotgun formation once again. McBride's going to keep it over the left side. He breaks it across the 25, not quite to the 30. He's going to be brought down just short of the 30. So about a 3rd and 2 it looks like from the 28.
Corner on the tackle.
A lot better success on that one.
So McBride still in there at the quarterback position.
Right. And nothing against these running backs, but I think I could get 3 or 4 yards with the blocking that the offensive line are doing because they are just dominating up front.
So shotgun formation once again. It's going to be a run over that left side, but he was hit in the backfield by Mike Berg as he got no blocking at that front front line, so that'll bring up about a 4th down now and 4.
So he lost 2, gained 11, lost 3, so net of 6 yards, bringing up 4th and 4.
From the 26. So Marquez into punt once again. He's done a nice job here in the first half, filling in for Tate Kimball. As he stands back at the 15. Nice snap back. Nice kick. And it's going to be taken by Brandon Beasy at the 45-yard line of the Eagles. So that is where they will put the ball in play. 1st and 10, Thompson Valley from their own 45.
From the last time they punted, they were at their 41, and this time they get at the 45, so they gained 4 yards on that exchange of punts. And I don't know what the thinking is behind running that Wildcat and having Trey do it, other than to let him feel like he's more part of it and maybe have success, and it's something that you can go to in certain situations that works for you.
Yep. So put a man in motion, shotgun formation. It's going to be handed off to Berger on that right side, but he is going to be brought down in the backfield. Hit first by Dylan McBride and then by Isaac Linker. Don't need to get him. I guess Linker gets hurt. I guess the McBride will be able to play a quarterback, but that will bring up a 2nd down after a loss of 2.
Matt Berg's first carry of the night, and like so many of the Thompson Valley running backs, has negative yardage.
So 2 receivers right, 2 left, shotgun formation. Going to be a keeper by the quarterback. Now he's going to throw it out here to Berg across the 50, the 45, the 40, down to the 30-yard line of the Mustangs as Trey McBride was closing in on Neller. Found Berg out in the flat.
Yeah, nice little play there, blown coverage. They didn't have anyone covering the back on the wheel route out of the backfield, and he just kept his distance until Neller could get the ball to him.
So 1st and 10 Eagles from the Mustang 30. With 7:50 to go, 3rd period. The Mustangs up 23-0. So 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation for Neller as he puts Berg in motion and going to be handed off to Mike Berg as he had the fake handoff to Matt Berg going across, but that was a loss back to the 34-yard line.
Did not fool Dylan McBride, who met him as he got it, but now he's acting maybe a little bit strange out there, adjusting his helmet. Hopefully he didn't get his head dinged a little bit.
So 2nd and 14 from the 34. Neller in the shotgun formation. Going to be a quick pass out into the flat and gets down to the 30, and it's going to get down to about the 25.
Hamer out on the initial coverage and missed the tackle. He was being blocked. That's another one where you have to read and get someone out there covering that wide receiver moving out there.
So 3rd and 5 from the 25. For the Eagles, as the clock has stopped, must got run out of bounds on the far side. So shotgun formation, and Fort Morgan just jumped, I believe it. Let's see if it was it. See if it was Dylan McBride that jumped, or if it was. Yeah, they're going to mark it off. So that may be a 1st down by penalty.
Outside Fort Morgan.
As Eric Carrillo goes in, Trey McBride comes out. Trey upset with himself. Maybe it was him that jumped. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Mustangs after that penalty. Pass out into the flat, and that is going to be incomplete to Matt Berg.
And that had potential for going for quite a few yards there. He's probably sorry that he missed that. But he's got to be careful, because one of these times a Fort Morgan defender is going to cut through in front of that and take it back to the house.
Will bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation with a back behind Neller. Play action as he rolls out to his left. He is hit just as he throws it. Oh, touchdown as it is over the head of the defender, right into the arms of Matt Berg as he stands in the end zone. And who is that it went over? I can't see who.
I think it was Garber.
Thompson Valley touchdown.
Grayson Garber.
And Dylan McBride's a little gimpy coming up after he hits Neller right as he throws that ball, but I didn't see who caught that. That was a nice little throw and catch.
I believe that was Matt Berg that caught that.
All right.
So bad snap as they are going to be tried to throw the ball after the bad snap. So the PAT is no good. So with 6:47 left here in the 3rd period, the Mustangs let Thompson Valley on the board. So it sits at 23-6 on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nicklin, Kevin Rohde here at Legion Field in Fort Morgan as the Mustangs and Thompson Valley Eagles play Game 3 of the Northern Conference schedule. Mustangs lead at 23-6.
And the last Friday night lights of the season here in Fort Morgan.
Yep. So hopefully we will see some daylight playoffs here in about 3 weeks. Kickoff, and it is taken back at the 20 and taken down at about the 26. And that is Julian Tronson on the carry. So it'll be 1st and 10 Fort Morgan from their own 28-yard line, 27-yard line. So Linker back under center once again. Hand off to McBride over that left side, bounces it outside. He was hit initially in the backfield, about the line of scrimmage, I guess, but he does get it out across the 30.
I think that was Breidenbach.
Yep. So that was a gain of 3. So bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 30. And Breidenbach will come out. Perea is in as well as Angel Abrego. And George Perea in the backfield.
It's interesting to find out what happened with Hoeknadel.
So handoff over this left side to Perea as he gets it across the 35. And it looks like they're going to stop the clock here. So we'll see if he gets enough for the 1st down. And they will give it to him. So nice job by George Perea. Pick up that 1st down. So 1st and 10 Mustangs.
First down.
From the 37-yard line. So nice 7-yard run there by Perea.
Now that we're down to, I guess, a 2-touchdown lead, we probably got to establish the ground game and score again.
So handoff to Breidenbach right up the middle. Not much there. Maybe a yard. So bring up a 2nd and 9. Mustangs as Linker heads back into the huddle. So we'll see what Mustangs, they have gone back to their 3-back set. Once again, Linker under center. It's going to be a handoff to Perea around that left side. Bounces it out. He may get to the 40. It'd be as far as he goes. So it'll be a gain of.
Perea on the left side. Pulled down by Warner.
Be a gain of 2.
Right, the yardage is coming a little bit tougher at this point.
So 3rd and 7 from the 40. 3-back set, tight formation for the Mustangs. They try to get this running game going here again. Breidenbach over that left side gets it out across the 45, and I believe they will mark him. He's still fighting over on that far side, and he will get it out to midfield for the 1st down. So nice running and blocking out there by the Mustangs as they get Breidenbach into Eagle territory for the 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 49. for the Mustangs after the 11-yard run.
Right. And most of that was Breidenbach's just tenacity there.
So play action as he looks for Trey McBride. Trey's got it at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Trey McBride takes it into the end zone. Nice pass by Isaac Linker. And that will make it now 29-6 with 4:01 to go here in the third period on a 49-yard hookup from Linker to McBride.
And we knew that was going to be open when they decided to go to it. Boy, that was 3 passes. He hit him right in stride. And just what the Mustangs needed to get back up by 23, hopefully.
So Ramos back in for the PAT snap. And the kick is up.
Not good this
and no good this time. So the score stands at 29-6 Fort Morgan with 4:01 left in the third period on B106 and B106.com. Back at Legion Field, Brian Nickel and Kevin Rooney. The Mustangs now up 29-6 after Linker hits McBride in stride from 49 yards out. PAT was no good this time by Jorge Ramos. He was 100% up to that one. So McBride,
well, that's still pretty good, 3 for 4 for the first time you kicked that. And I talked about Linker throwing his first varsity interception. Kudos to him on his first varsity touchdown as well. Probably his best pass of the night.
So kickoff down to about the 8, across the 10, the 15, the 20, kicks it out to the right side, now back up the middle. Gets it out to the 25, 26-yard line. So first and 10 Eagles with 3:54 to go, third period.
That's typical of Thompson Valley. You know, they hang in there. They play pretty good defense. They got, some kids with some yards. They just can't seem to get over the top and not make mistakes that kill them.
Yep. Yeah, they lost a close one to Northridge, 16-7, and stayed in the game pretty well with Longmont, 25-10.
So it sounds like they've got Silver Creek coming up and at the end of the season, and probably Centaurus next week. So Centaurus would be an opportunity for them to get a win.
So shotgun formation, they put Berg in motion left to right. And he is going to be hit in the backfield by Jimmy Keller. Jimmy Keller comes unabated to the quarterback. Nice job by Keller on the sack as he takes Neller down at the 20-yard line. So loss of 6, so it'll be 2nd and 16 from the 20 as Keller shoots through there and gets Neller for the sack.
First sack for the Mustangs this second half. I think we'll probably see some more as they have to go to passing down 3 touchdowns.
So 2 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun formation, put Berg in motion once again. Going to be a handoff. They're going to stop the play. Never happened. As the side judge throws the flag, it is against Thompson Valley.
So they're going the wrong direction again for Thompson Valley, that is.
Yeah. So bring up a 2nd and 21 from 15.
So it's spotted back at the 14, 2nd down and 21.
So shotgun formation once again, 1 receiver. Well, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Put Berg in motion left to right. And I think everybody left except the center.
Wow.
So another 5-yard setback for the Eagles.
Motion.
Well, the coaches have got to be just pulling their hair out, trying to deal with this because they've got a bunch of good kids. The Berg kids are some good athletes. Obviously, a freshman Neller doing a pretty good job of managing the game and passing.
So that's at 9.
So now 2nd and 26 from the 10 after back-to-back penalties.
Looks like their linemen are a lot of sophomores and juniors, so maybe in the years to come they'll be a force to be reckoned with.
So Bessie wide left, 3 receivers right, shotgun formation, drops back, pass out air into the flat at the 5, across the 10, out to the 15, and gang tackled at about the 16-yard line. Moody and Rivera and Linker out there on the stop. Also, Dylan McBride also on the tackle.
Linker cleaned it up.
So I was got out to the 17, 7-yard gain on that.
They got spotted at the 17.
So third down from the 17.
First catch of the second half for Bessie, or Berg, sorry. I wonder if they're twins.
I would guess they probably are.
They're
Both seniors. So shotgun formation for Neller. Puts Berg in motion. As Fort Morgan rotates the defense. Pass down the left sideline is going to be over the head of the intended receiver, but we have a flag back here about the 35-yard line. So it might be a hold against the Mustangs.
And I think in high school that's an automatic first down. At least it is in college and pros.
So we'll see Coach Langford having a chat with the referee that threw the flag. So we will see that. We'll bring it out.
Nope, it's not a first down.
Nope. Nope, still third down. But now about 3rd and 9. From the 26.
Angelo Rivero out there playing man on man. You know, that's a lonely spot to be.
Yep. Out on the island, as they say.
Right.
So 2 receivers left, 2 right. Shotgun formation for Neller. Drops back as he is flushed out to the right. Now the pass is going to be short as he was being hounded by Trey McBride. He falls at the feet of Matt Berg. So that will bring up a 4th and 9 for the Eagles. As Garcia drops back for the Mustangs, sits back out about his own 40. So Matt Berg, also the punter for the Eagles, stands about his 14-yard line. Nice deep kick, lands about the 27 and goes out of bounds.
He's definitely a weapon for the Eagles. Thompson Valley.
So right at the 25. So 1st and 10 Mustangs from their own 25 as they lead at 29-6 with a minute and 29 to go here in the 3rd period, with the Mustangs up 29-6. So Isaac Linker in the huddle for the Mustangs as Abrego hustles into the huddle, and now they break and get up to the line of scrimmage. So tight formation, 3-backfield for the Mustangs. It's going to be a handoff to Breidenbach over the left side, breaks it across the 30, out to about the 31. Looks like a gain of 6. So it'll be a 2nd and 4 from the 31. Nice run by Breidenbach. He's limping again a little bit on that foot.
Definitely seeing the lion's share of the running here, and I would think at this point you almost could pull him out and rest him, especially if he is getting a little gimpy.
Looks like he's cramping. They're working him out on his left leg. Going to be a handoff to Perea over that left side. Stutter steps and then gets maybe a couple. He's going to be held short of the 35, so they'll bring up 3rd and about 2. Let's see where they finally put it down. We'll see 3rd and 1 from the 34. As we are down under 30 seconds left in the 3rd period, with the Mustangs up 29-6.
Thompson Valley doing a better job of stopping our outside game.
Linker under center, pitches it back to Perea as he gets some room on the outside across the 35 to 40. The 45 cuts it back in the 50 and down into Eagle territory as he gets it down to about the 46-yard line, 47.
Nice block by Angel Abrego out there leading the way for him.
So that will wind the clock. So that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. As it will be 1st and 10 from the 46 for the Mustangs when we come back here on B106 and B106.com. Brad Nickel and Kevin Rohde here at the start of the third period as the Mustangs up 29-6. Started at their own 25, are now down to the Eagle 46-yard line.
Cheerleaders throwing pink footballs into the stands, and the fans are rabidly fighting for those. They don't seem to be able to get it all the way up to the press box, though.
Yeah, that one was close, though. Somebody had a good arm there. I don't know who it was.
If I had my fishing net, I might have been able to snag that one.
So 1st and 10, Fort Morgan from the Eagle 46. Handoff to, is that Breidenbach, or is that, that was Breidenbach. He gets it down to about the 41-yard line. So a gain of 5, so bring up 2nd and 5. Perea, okay. Trying to see if Breidenbach, oh, they're still working Breidenbach out on the ground over here, so Perea, Abrego, and I believe that is Gerardo Miranda. Pitch back to Perea, cuts it back 40, and looks like he will have enough for the first down as he is down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So nice job by George Perea as he is going to come out. He looks needs to get somebody in. I don't know if he's limping a little bit there. So number 29 is going to go in, and that is, we don't know.
The mystery player.
That's too bad.
Possibly a freshman, maybe, coming in. Hasn't suited up before for varsity games.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Handoff up the middle. And is able to get it down to the 30. So a gain of 4, being up 2nd and 6 from the 30.
I didn't catch who ran that one. 34.
Abrego.
His first carry of the night.
Fort Morgan with their 7th play of the drive that started on their own 25. 3-back set for the Mustangs. Going to be a handoff. Oh, fumbled the ball, though, and got... Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Let's see if they give us the same benefit they gave the other guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, 29, whoever you are, you need to hold on to that ball a little bit better.
Perea is going to go back in. 29 is coming out, so that was a loss of 2 back to the 32, so they'll bring up a 3rd and 8 from the 32. As we were down to just over 10 minutes left here in the game, the Mustangs up 29-6.
I think if he would have held on to that, he might have been able to turn upfield and get some yards.
So 3-back set for the Mustangs. Pitch back to Perea on the right side. And not much there as Mike Berg, there was a flag thrown on the far side after the tackle. So I don't know, maybe it was a face mask, maybe it was hard telling. We'll see what it is.
Perea had his shirt grabbed by someone and was throwing him backwards, and another player came up and tackled him, but that would have been anything later or personal fouls.
Breidenbach back in, and Miranda comes out. So we'll see what the referee tells us is going on at the 9:45 mark. A personal foul against Thompson Valley.
Possibly as he's being pulled back, they are blowing the whistle, and that extra hit was after a whistle. I don't know.
So that will bring up a 1st and 10 after the penalty.
Down at the 19.
So 3-back set once again for the Mustangs. Flinker under center takes the snap, gives it to Breidenbach up the middle, and he's going to get it down to the 15. So a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6. Fort Morgan was the clock runs.
Yep, and I think Thompson Valley's got the long bus ride home. You know that they were in a game with a quality opponent coming to Fort Morgan for the first time in several years.
So handoff over that right side to Breidenbach. He cuts it in, and he is going to be just short of the end zone as he gets it down to about the 4-yard line. Well enough for the first down. So first and goal, Fort Morgan. As it rests just inside the 5, we'll call it the 4.
And I remember going up and playing Thompson Valley several years ago when they were, they were not supposed to be very good, and it was their homecoming, and we went up there, and I think they beat us.
So handoff up the middle to Abrego, and no gain. So we'll bring up second and goal. Fort Morgan is going to try to punch it into the end zone one more time here.
Of course, back in the days of guys like Bob Bragg and Tom Teal and some of those names from the past, they played Thompson Valley and Loveland and Fort Collins. Every game, that was the league they were in, and Fort Morgan was about the same size, and they were a lot bigger.
Yeah. So 3-back set for the Mustangs. Handoff over this left side to Breidenbach as he is going to be pulled down for a loss back to about the 9. So it's going to be a loss of 5.
Only the second loss of yardage, or third loss of yardage on a running play.
So third and goal from the 9, 5-yard loss.
I think you toss it up and let Trey go for the rebound.
.7:22 in counting here. Isaac Winker goes under center. 3-back set for the Mustangs. As the play action, and the ball is going to be tipped.
Ooh, dangerous.
By number 74, Joseph Schaefer. So that will bring up a 4th and goal. As they send in Austin Crosskop goes into the game. So 4th and goal from the 9.
And 47, is that Crosskop? What is that?
47 is Dylan McBride.
He's going to try a field goal, I guess. Let everybody give their
number
shot.
42.
Oh, 42, right.
42, Austin Crosskop. So a kick looks like it is up and good. What was that, from the 15 to 25-yard field goal?
Yeah.
For Austin Crosskop. Nice job there, as that makes the score now 32-6. With 7:04 to go here in the ball game. So Austin Crosskop, they're bringing out all kinds of kickers here tonight.
Right, and so far this year we've had Trey kick off, we've had Hokenall kick off. Hokenall has kicked extra points. Now Hokenall in there kicking, and it's a little out of his range, so they can put Dylan McBride in to kick a surprise field goal. What do we see next, Coach?
They've pulled them all out so far this year, so we will see what Trey has got the tee up there. So we're at 7:04 with a 32-6 lead. I think that's our first field goal of the year, is it not?
I think it would be a sure bet to go with that. I can't say that I
don't remember another one.
So, no.
So McBride.
I mean, up until last game, we weren't even making half of our extra points, let alone field goals.
True. So McBride has it teed up on the 40, puts his foot into it, and it's going to hit about the 20, goes down to the 15, didn't roll out of bounds. They pick it up. Bessie picks it up and runs around that left side. We have a flag out here, so we'll see who that's on. With Miranda.
Looks like maybe 25, because his buddy 47 from Thompson Valley's pulling him to the side, like maybe, excuse me, threw a punch or something.
So they had their own little battle going on out here about the 30 as was that Bessie, I believe, ran it back. He was tackled back about the 11.
And they were, 25 yards from the ball carrier, so it really wasn't anything needed to be going on, I don't think.
So it'll be first and 10 Eagles. We'll just see where they mark it from. As the referee comes over. So dead ball, personal foul on Thompson Valley. So that will set it back half the distance to the goals.
Not good for them. They're already in a hole, and now they're down to about the 5?
Should be about the 6. From the 6. So 1st and 10 from the 6. For the Eagles as they trail it 32-6 with 6:58 to go in the game. Snap back, pass out here to the left, and that is well over the head of the intended receiver. Bessie brings up a 2nd and 10.
No coverage there by Hamer. He just cut between him and the ball, and there's a little bit of contact, but that's allowed when you're going for the ball as a defender.
Looked like it was well over his head, but I don't believe it was a catchable pass anyway. It landed out about the 25.
Number 22 and 48 are out wide right. 22, not your traditional looking.
I've noticed that tonight. He's
receiver.
So they have a man in motion left to right. Low snap as Miller runs out here to the left side as he is caught from the back, but he will have the first down as he gets it out to the 15-yard line. Hamer pulls him down at the 15. So it will be enough for the first down. So 1st and 10 Eagles. From the 16.
So needed 10, got 10. Just a second carry other than the sacks.
So shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Put Bessie in motion left to right. A handoff to Bessie around that left side. He cuts it back up. Now bounces it back outside. And he will get first down as he is out across the 30 to the 35-yard line.
That time it was Thompson Valley with their running backs or their linemen and their wide receivers way downfield blocking and keeping contact. Good play by them.
So out to the 35. So 1st and 10. Eagles with just over 6 minutes left here in the contest.
Longest run of the night for Thompson Valley.
So 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation. As Neller looks to throw it, now he's going to kind of a shovel pass out to Berg out about the 40-45-yard line. So it will be enough for a first down. Well, they're discussing something over. Now we have a flag thrown. Another flag. They're throwing flags all over the place here.
I'm wondering whether they're right in the middle of the huddle with Fort Morgan, whether they're hearing Fort Morgan complaining or they're also around the sideline and maybe someone from Thompson Valley is popping off.
I'm not sure what was going on there, so we'll see. Looks like Fort Morgan's welcome back, so we will see what. I have a personal foul face mask on Fort Morgan. That was a late flag.
Yeah, way late.
And then also a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Thompson Valley. So they'll mark off the 15 against Fort Morgan and then mark
and
15 back the other way.
A yo-yo play.
So that was a dead ball foul against Thompson Valley. So that ends up being at the 47-yard line.
So on a dead ball play like that, I guess the death penalty rule, they don't make it 1st and 25.
So it's a 1st and 10 from the 47. As Neller rolls out to his left, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Nice coverage out here by Garcia on Bessie. So they'll bring up a 2nd and 10 Eagles.
Fort Morgan playing back a little bit, maybe more prevent at this point. Definitely letting them get going on that.
So 2nd and 10 from the 47, from their own 47. Bessie and Berg to the left. 2 receivers right. Miller shotgun formation, looks down the center. throws it up down the left sideline, and it is going to be caught over there. Nice coverage over there by Perea.
He just lost the ball in the lights or something there.
But Bessie comes down with it on that far sideline.
Brought down by Perea.
So 1st and 10 Eagles from the Mustang 18-yard line.
So 52 and 3 makes 35 yards on that play.
So 1st and 10 Eagles with 5:11 to go in the game. Mustangs leading at 32-6. Shotgun formation, Neller. 2 receivers right to put Berg in motion, left to right, a handoff to Berg. As he comes around this right side, Garcia and a host of his buddies. Oh, Pete Kimball's out there on defense.
That Berg on reverse.
And Trey McBride and also Javon Manzano also on the tackle. So loss back to the 23. A loss of 5, so they'll bring up a 2nd and 15. For Thompson Valley is there in the shotgun once again. Bessie and Berg split to the left. High snap, looks over down the far sideline, and that ball is going to be incomplete. As that was intended for Bessie on that, not the left hash mark over there.
We're lucky one of the 3 Fort Morgan Mustangs that were back there with them didn't pick that one off. They didn't seem to be able to find the ball up in the air. I don't know whether it's incognito or something, but
yeah, they're having a tough time picking up the ball, it seems like. So 4:10 left in the game. 3rd and 15 from the 23. Shotgun formation. Miller with the ball. It's over on the left side, and that is going to be incomplete. Nice job out there on defense by Angelo Rivera to break up that pass. He was right there with Bessie.
Once again, he's out there on an island all by himself. And, a decent receiver, and the quarterback delivers a ball that's catchable, and he just gets his hand in there and breaks that one up.
Fort Morgan making a few changes there on defense, as that brings up a 4th and 15 from the 23. So they're going to send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Bessie comes right. And now we have a timeout, Fort Morgan. So we'll take one with them with 4:05 left here in the game, with the Mustangs leading 32-6 on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nicklin, Kevin Rohde here at Legion Field. Christy Creighton running the boards for us tonight. Back at the studios. So we have a 4th and 15 for the Eagles, as they have 2 receivers left, 2 right. Neller shotgun formation. As Matt Berg steps up beside Neller. Pass out into the left flat, and that is going to be well over the head of the intended receiver, Bessie. So
and Linker put a hurt on old Neller. He's slow getting up, but it was a legal hit. Quarterback to quarterback, I guess.
Yep. So that's a nice stand there by the defense. With 4:01 left here in the contest, the Mustangs take over on downs at the 23.
At this point, Longmont's up 35-21 against Northridge. And in the other game, Silver Creek easily 27-7 over Centaurus. And in that Holy Family game, Meade's come back and is only trails by 2, 22-20. So some good football being played other places than here. Here it's kind of a one-sided good football playing.
So 1st and 10 as they hand it off over that left side to Tate Kimball. As he bounces it outside, as he is hit out about the 30.
Kimball over the left side.
So giving Tate a little bit of action here at the end of the game. So 2nd down. 2nd and 3 after that 7-yard run by Tate.
It's good to see him running. He doesn't seem too tentative. It seems a little strange to see him out there at this particular time of the game.
Yeah. So 3-back set as they pitch it to Tate once again. Stutter steps hit at the 30 and driven back. They will give him a progress out to the 31. We'll give him one. So 3rd and 2 as George Perea comes in. That will probably be the last action that Tate will see tonight, I would bet. So 3rd and 2 from the 31 as Perea, Breidenbach, and Abrego in the backfield. Tight formation for the Mustangs, 2:47 to go. They hand it off to Perea as he will have enough for the first down as he gets it out across the 35 to about the 37.
Of course, at this point, Thompson Valley desperately trying to strip the ball and hold the pile up, and Fort Morgan using that, what they've been, all those hours in the weight room are paying off as they're able to hold on to that ball and not let the Eagles strip them.
So 6-yard run there for the first down. 1st and 10, Fort Morgan from their own 37. As the clock runs down to 2:25. 3-back set once again for the Mustangs. As apparently have movement.
They don't have Linker watching the back judge and waiting for that 5-minute warning on that at all. So I think that would be good training for him.
So 1st and 15 after.
1st and 15 at the 32.
1st and 15 from the 32 after the penalty. Might have been on the end out here, Cade Bulis. 3-back set once again for the Mustangs. Handoff to Breidenbach. He's hit in the backfield, but does get a couple of yards out to about the 33, 34-yard line. Let's see where they finally. So we'll see where they finally mark it down at. It will be about the 30.
Or like 33-ish.
33-ish, yes. It'll be a gain of
just one.
Yep. So 2nd and 14. As we're down to a minute and a half left here, as the Mustangs will go up. Improve their record to 7-1. 2-1 in the Northern Conference. As Linker with the snap gives off to Breidenbach over that right side across the 35 to 40. Hit out there about the 42-yard line by Mike Bird.
All the way up to 43. Nice game there.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down. And about 3rd down and about 3 from the 43 for the Mustangs. As Linker heads back into the huddle down under 37 seconds now. Probably run one more play and call it a game. That 3-back set for the Mustangs. As they hand it off to Breidenbach over the left side, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, and he is going to go down. So they pick up the first down.
Breidenbach over the left side.
And here Dalen Knapp's coming in for the last victory formation snap.
He wants, as being a senior, he wants to take that last snap here at Legion Field under the lights.
So I can understand want to play in your senior night game. I don't think Nate Cage made it in. Maybe they'll put him in for this too. So they're out to the 37, huh?
Dalen will take the knee, so this game will come to an end with senior quarterback Dalen Knapp taking a knee as the Mustangs win it 32-6. We will be back with the post-game show in 3 minutes on B106 and B106.com. The Fort Morgan Mustangs post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. We're also broadcasting live right now on Facebook Live. Fort Morgan Mustangs win it here 32-6 on senior night here at Legion Field. Fort Morgan started off the game with a bang on the kickoff. The JP Hamer takes it back 80 yards. PAT is good for the 7-0 lead 12 seconds into the game. Fort Morgan on their second possession go 95 yards in 6 plays, take a minute and 58 off the clock. 42-yard run by George Perea. The PAT is good. Jorge Ramos with the kicking duties tonight for the Mustangs. Made it 14-0 with 4:57 to go in the first half of play. With a minute 14 left in the first half, Austin Breidenbach takes it in from 8 yards out. PAT is good once again for Ramos, 21-0 for the Mustangs. With a minute 14 as they go 6 plays, 69 yards, take 2:42 off the clock. Nice punting job tonight also by Adrian Marquez as he set up the safety for the Mustangs on his punt that landed at the 1. Actually hit at the 1 and took a sideways bounce, and it was first and 10 for the Eagles from the 1. Bad snap as it went over the head of the quarterback out of the back of the end zone, made it 23-0 after the safety, and that is the way the half came to an end. The Eagles get on the board with 6:47 left in the third period as Matt Berg hauls in the pass from Neller from 20 yards out. PAT is no good. Mustangs lead at 23-6 with 6:47 left in the third period. Next possession for the Mustangs, they go 73 yards in 6 plays, take a little over 2 minutes off the clock. 49-yard hookup from Linker to McBride, and the PAT is no good. Made the score 29-6 with 4:01 left in the third period. At the end of the third, that's the way the third period came to an end, 29-6. On 4th and goal from the 9, they bring in Austin Crosscobb, and he hits a 25-yard field goal, and that made the score 32-6. And that is the way the scoring went tonight for the Mustangs now, as they are 7-1 now overall and 2-1 in league play here as they travel to Northridge next week to take on Northridge at District 6 Stadium in Greeley. The Mustangs then will finish out the season a week later. Actually, the game against Northridge will be next Thursday at 7 o'clock. We will be there for that game here on B106 and B106.com. Then the following week, Friday, the Mustangs will travel to Everly Montgomery Field and play Longmont for the final game of the season, and then playoffs will be after that. So I think Kevin has some stats here for the game.
All right, Brian. Again, Fort Morgan dominating on the ground, rushing for 334 yards on 47 carries and 2 touchdowns. Those yards came this way. Tate Kemble late in the game, getting 3 attempts for 8 yards. Austin Breidenbach definitely carrying the team with 23 carries for 171 yards and a touchdown. Trey McBride adding 35 yards on 5 carries. George Perea on senior night getting 13 carries for 118 yards and a touchdown. Also Anthony Abrego getting 4 yards on 2 carries. And the mystery number 29 losing 2 yards on the 1 carry where he fumbled the ball. Passing, Linker ended up 1 for 6 for 49 yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. And Trey McBride 1 for 1 for 14 yards. Trey has the 1 catch for 49 yards, and then he threw the 1 14-yard pass to Cade Bulis. So ending the night, Fort Morgan is 2 of 7 on passing for 56 yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. and then receiving 63 yards with one completion, one touchdown, rushing 334 on 47 carries and 2 touchdowns for a total offense of 390 yards. Now for Thompson Valley, I have their rushing totals. Mike Berg rushes 8 times for 16 yards. We held him to a 2-yard per carry. Matt Berg, his brother, carries twice for negative 7 yards, so he lost yardage. And Neller 2 times for 5 yards. And then number 2, which is Wagon Maker, carries the ball twice for 4 yards. So they end the night 14 yards, or 14 attempts for 18 yards, just barely over 1 yard per carry average. Passing, they end up 10 of 20 for 96 when you take out the 45 yards of sacks that they lost. 1 interception, 1 touchdown. So 110 total yards. If you remember, first half, they had actually had negative yardage. So they did quite well second half in gaining probably about 120 yards second half. But what a defensive show by the Mustangs, and Coach has got to be proud of the fact that even though there were mistakes, the players stood up and picked the next man up seriously. And Perea stepped in and did well for Tate. Linker did a fine job of managing the game for Dalen, and
had that nice pass to McBride. He couldn't have had a prettier pass to McBride as they hit that one from 49 yards out. So. Overall, it was a good win for the Mustangs. There was some mistakes. I know that they will address that this week as they get ready to go to Northridge. So, but they bounced back well from the loss last week at Silver Creek, and
absolutely
go up 7-1 overall, 2-1 in league play. So, our Fort Morgan Mustang Player of the Game is brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick, serving Northeast Colorado and now located in Fort Morgan and Sterling. Stop by and take a test drive. They have a great selection of new and used vehicles, or browse our website, transwestchevroletbuick.com. And our player of the game will be Austin Breidenbach on his performance that he had tonight. I believe you said he had, 23 carries and
171 yards and a touchdown.
So nice job by Austin Breidenbach, and I know he was still pretty gimpy. I think he'd come off every once in a while, limping a little bit, and I think he also had a kind of a cramp. They had to work a cramp out in that second half on him. So nice job here by the Mustangs as they look forward to next week. So our producer and sound engineer tonight for the game has been Christy Creighton. Julie Garcia has been our replay engineer. Once again, for Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel. Mustangs win it 32-6. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everybody.